So maybe you're at the point where you want more energy, you want better sleep, you want to think a little bit clearer, or maybe even you want to lose weight, but you're struggling and something just feels off in your body and your mind, but you're not quite sure what that is. Well, this video is for you, so let's dive in. Most likely you've gone to your doctor, you've gone to your PCP, you told them something was feeling off, you noticed you're gaining some weight, maybe your lab values were a little wonky, and all they did was give you some sort of medication. But something still feels off. You have hypertension and you don't know why, or you're gaining weight and you don't know why. And you're really trying to get to the root cause. Well, as a naturopathic doctor and a health coach and acupuncturist, this is generally what I deal with, and I wanted to share with you how I delve into getting to the root with the goal of gaining more energy, more mental clarity, and really just being able to live a happier, healthier, more productive life as well. So usually where I need to start is first understanding where you are, getting some sort of baseline about, what are you doing in your day-to-day life? What does your diet look like? What does your movement patterns look like? How is your mood? What are your stress levels like? And then what are your goals? How do you want to feel? What do you want to do that you're not able to do currently? How do you want your life to look in the next 5, 10, 15 years? So knowing where you are and knowing what your goal is going to help me as a practitioner really bridge that gap for you. So first, and let's use the example of working with me as a coach inside of my online program. What I generally will do is take a very detailed history. You get this questionnaire that's really long and really personally invasive, but it helps me figure out where you are and where you want to go. It also includes looking at any labs that you've had in the past, and also, as part of my program, I also run a panel of functional lab tests as well. They include looking at things like hormones, looking at your digestion and your microbiome. We look at stress levels, looking at things like oxidative stress. We look at your mitochondrial function, looking to see if you have any nutrient deficiencies, and looking at what your energy balance is like. And we look at your stress response to see how is your body, how is your mind actually handling this type of stress. Having this type of information is actually going to help a person like me make very specific, very customized, and very tailored recommendations for you. Online, I see a lot of cookie cutter approaches to improving health or to reducing stress or even for GI and nutrition. But the thing is that it's actually very individualized for that person. At least that's where I see the biggest results. So using a test like that is going to help me determine what is your dosage if you're deficient in your B vitamins. What types of fatty acids do you need to be taking? What herbs or adaptogens might be helpful for you? It's going to make a huge difference whether you have a delayed cortisol response in the morning when you wake up versus if your cortisol is peaking too early at night. So having a little bit more information, doing things like customized functional medicine tests and things that allow me to look a little bit deeper is usually the first place that I start. In addition to that, when you are feeling off and feeling imbalanced either in your body or in your mind, we usually need to take a look at your nutrition. Most people are really surprised at how important their nutrition actually is and how much it's actually impacting things like even their mood. And when we start to make tweaks to your nutrition, bringing in more whole foods, maybe upping your protein levels, or even just figuring out what your body actually needs, it makes a huge difference. My approach is to generally actually have you track what you're eating for about a week, because this actually gives me an idea of where you actually are versus where you think you are. There is a huge gap most of the time when a person, if I ask for kind of just a dietary recall versus you actually showing me your tracker. So, and a lot of times people don't realize, because sometimes we just kind of eat things or put things in our mouth subconsciously. So really getting a detailed look into your nutrition and what you're actually feeding your body and your brain is really, really helpful in really getting to the root cause of whatever type of imbalance may be happening. And again, this is where the idea of an individualized treatment plan comes into play. Another thing we need to address when you're feeling imbalanced, especially in your body, is to actually look at your movement. Are you exercising regularly? Do you have any limitations? Do you have any joint pain or limits in your mobility? Just because, let's say you have arthritis in your knee, that doesn't mean you can't do any exercise. That means we may need to modify what you're doing, but we still have to get you moving. As someone who generally sees chronic pain patients or pain patients on a daily basis in my office, you would be surprised how much movement can contribute, or lack of movement can contribute to, feeling down in your mood, having things like brain fog, and how it can contribute total body inflammation as well, leaving you feeling like something is off. So one of the things I like to do is really figure out, how can we get you moving more? How can we get you moving pain-free? And you would be amazed at how much of a difference this makes to how you feel, both mentally and physically. And of course, one of the big things that I do is looking at your stress response and your mindset and how those two are playing together and how they're interrelated. A lot of times when we feel out of balance, we are actually stressed, and a lot of times it's chronic stress, and it's that feeling of living in survival, going from fire to fire or task to task repeatedly, and we're just living in that sympathetic nervous system mode, and we need to figure out ways to help get you back into a parasympathetic dominant state. A state in which you can actually digest your food, a state in which you can feel calm and you can feel balanced, that you can actually think properly and respond to all the responsibilities that you have. So one of the things I do is look for ways to get you into that parasympathetic state. One of my favorites, of course, is meditation, but not everybody is ready for meditation, or not everybody enjoys meditation. So we talk about other things or other ways to get you into this mode. We look at breath work, we look at journaling, we look at gratitude practice, etc., etc. There's many different options out there. So if something is feeling off with you, maybe you've been to your doctor and you've had your lab work and everything is fine, but you still feel like something is off, I would definitely recommend that you investigate these areas and really take a look for yourself and how can you optimize these areas of your life. If you need some support, guidance, and accountability in order to do this, of course, you can work with me. You can click on the link down in the description box to learn more about my virtual coaching program, where we have weekly check-ins. You get to ask me any questions. I walk you through how to do all these things, how to incorporate them into your life, and how to remove obstacles to getting them done. And you get to learn about your body and how to take these factors into account as you continue on your healthy journey. All right, I hope that this was helpful and I hope that you learned something. All right, if you have any questions, leave them down below. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.